Baby, give me time to think. Is you gonna be able to love? Am I gonna be able to trust you? Stuck in my feelings, yeah. Head over heart, lying in the dark, trying to make sense of it. Is you gonna be inside my bed? Thoughts of you stuck in my head. When I know this shit ain't going nowhere, know this shit will never be fair. Loving you is complicated, trusting you is just a maybe. I wanna leave you, but I can't stop. Another nigga taking my spot. Wanting you is breaking my heart. It's something about you. Something about you, baby. I want you. Something about you. Something about you, baby. You got me questioning if it's worth it. Damn, this shit just ain't working. First we're breaking up, then you call me up, falling back in love. I just don't understand. How can we do this shit over again? And just 'cause I love you and you love me, that doesn't mean that we're meant to be. Hold my heart and not break it. I'm thinking I got yours, but the most frightening thing is, baby, I know this shit ain't going nowhere. I know that this will never be fair. I wanna leave you, but I can't stop. Wanting you is breaking my heart. It's something about you. Something about you, baby. I want you. Something about you. Oh, darling. Something about you, baby. You got me. Yeah, you got me. Whoa, you got me. Oh, yeah, you got me. Oh, you got me. Whoa, you got me. Oh, yeah, you got me. Oh, darling, you got me. Oh, you got me. Oh, you got me. You got me. Whoa, you got me, baby. Something about you, baby. You got me.
That was pretty good.
Okay, so welcome to the last episode of Okay So, here with Jay Howell,
Yes, sir.
the
Thank you.
beautiful performer that I was able to sing with. So thank you guys for checking out the first segment, which we called Let's Jam Sometime, which is something that every single musician says to each other. Without further ado, we're going to be talking to Jay Howell about the music industry, the creative processes, and there's going to be a lot of different performances going on through the show. So make sure to stick around with that too. But let's get into it.
How's it going? Thank you for having me.
I'm all good. I'm still kind of trying to revive myself after hearing you sing. Insane performance.
It was okay. It was all right.
He's humble. Cool. Jay, I want to start off this episode with you today with a segment that we call Elevator Pitch.
Okay, what's that?
It's 60 seconds that you got to just give us a general overview of who you are, what your music career has been like. Cool?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now? Just
Now.
go. Now, everybody, I am Jay Howell, singer-songwriter out of Memphis, Tennessee. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I've been singing since I was 7 years old. I started writing, trying to record myself, 16 years old. And now we're here. I dropped my first album, EP, Red Room, 2019 of August. And yeah, I'm learning, I'm growing and figuring myself out as an artist. So.
Hell yeah. You said the EP Red Room, right? It's out for everyone to listen to.
Say it again?
It's out for everybody to listen to it.
All platforms. Yeah.
Cool. So I actually want to go into this, right? Elevator pitch being over 60 seconds. Good job. You passed.
Okay.
Right? Let's go into deep dive. So I really want to ask something to get your thoughts out of you. I want to go inside the Jay Howell brain, okay?
Okay.
I want to start off with this because when I was listening to Red Room, it sounds a lot like the type of album where you hear a lot of the heartbreak and you hear a lot of the person realizing who or what broke their heart, right? Can you tell us a little bit about the headspace you were in when you were recording that?
So as you can hear, I had my heart broke. That's, evident. But yeah, it was just a lot. In the midst of me making Red Room, I had a situation where I had to get my own place. And I was trying to work 2 jobs and, I was trying to, figure myself out as an artist and record and make this album. And I was just in a real low space and I just kind of lost myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted. And so not only are you hearing, the heartbreaking, some of my insecurities and this, that, and the other, but you're also hearing like my struggle, a lot of that pain didn't just come from because somebody broke my heart, Yeah. It was just where I was at, the space, and I was just in a dark place, I feel like. And yeah, I feel like that translated into music.
Yeah, so like we kind of hear this a lot because me being a musician as well, the best songs I write is when I'm at the lowest point.
Yeah.
Right? Do you feel like that's the same thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, you'll never have enough heartbreak.
I kind of hope we do, man.
I mean, but it's it's life. Like people will forever feel insecure. People will forever go through things. Like, so yeah. But definitely, like my fans, like I feel like they don't even want to hear like something that's kind of uplifting or like everybody just like yes, just sing about the faithful and they just want to hear it because we all go through it and it's real life with music. It's missing it nowadays, like the emotion, especially from a man to be vulnerable and to be emotional. Like it's kind of like uncommon nowadays.
Right.
So I feel like people really appreciated that and yeah,
men being vulnerable with music.
Yeah.
Feel like we kind of had that a little bit
in general.
No, for sure.
Talking about music
for sure. But you're totally right.
Yeah.
Right? Because I feel like whenever I hear like a really emotional song with a guy singing it, it's usually, someone broke my heart, and it's a mentality of like, fuck you,
right?
Broke my heart, going forward from
yeah.
it, right? So having that vulnerability in your music and from the experiences that you went through, do you feel like that's the key to making good music for you? Is you gotta show them everything that hurt?
So I won't say that because different strokes for different folks. Like we have a lot of people that have made careers off of things that they had that it was no connection to them. But I feel like for me and what I'm learning is to just stay true to who I am and what I'm feeling. Right. Because it's always somebody out there that's going through the same thing. And yeah, I feel like it's always gonna relate to somebody. So
I mean, that's the beauty about the kind of music that you make is that even if that person is not at the same spot that you are right now, most likely they were at some point.
Right.
So it's kind of like giving the key to open up that box and be like, fuck, I felt like shit 3 years ago.
And that's another thing. Like, it's crazy that you just said that. I kind of pride myself on that. Like, I always think back, like, when my mom played certain songs around the house, cleaning up, or, I remember certain moments when she played certain songs. And when I hear them nowadays as a, a grown man, I'm like, oh, I remember when she was making that biscuit or whatever the case may be. But I always pride myself on that. I'm like, I want to make music that give people moments. Yeah.
So let me ask you this about Red Room, right? Because I'm actually really interested in the album cover, right? The EP cover.
Okay.
Was there like a thought process when it comes to the EP cover? Because I feel like what happens is a lot of bands have an awesome EP, and the cover is something like an afterthought.
Yeah. So
like?
Literally, Red Room entirely was an afterthought for me. Like I didn't want to put the album out.
Wow.
I didn't really care for all the songs like that. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
My manager came along and made us pretty much put the project out. With the album cover, I had an idea already. and we just kind of bounced it off because I just made up a name for the album. I was like, because the studio that I recorded in, me and my producer, Teray, shout out to Teray Love. The studio was called Red Room. And we couldn't think of an album name because, mind you, I didn't want to put the album out anyway. So I'm like, oh, fuck that name. I don't know. Just name it anything. And I was like, just name it Red Room. I mean, we recorded the songs here. Like, the studio was like my sanctuary to just be free and do what I want to do. And, you know, my outlet from whatever I was going through. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like, I want to, whatever my album is, I want to make it a Red Room. Like, I want it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's like a room.
Interesting. You know, okay, because you mentioned that, and this is going to be a little bit of like a music geek moment for me, but in the same way that you named it after the name of the studio, there's actually another band called Vintage Trouble. For you guys listening, it's really great. Called Bomb Shelter Sets. And what happened is that it was a rehearsal. That when they rehearsed that first time at its place called Bomb Shelter Sessions, they loved it and made it into the album. Right. To me, that feels like it's very raw. You hear everybody in the room. You even hear the thought process that they're going through.
Yeah.
Right. When you're in the studio. As a musician who puts out music that has beats, right? Everything has its place. It's predetermined when you get in. How do you elevate kind of like the musical spirit, let's say, to sing that even though it's just you in a vocal booth? There's not the energy of like the band behind you. You know what I'm saying? How do you put yourself in a position where you go back to what you were feeling 4 or 5 years ago and call back to that experience to give like a truly emotional response? Loaded question.
It is loaded, but I guess I base everything off timing.
Gotcha.
Like if I'm not in that headspace or if it's not coming out right, and if I don't feel it, I won't do it. Speaking of, you know, the song I'll be singing later, My Everything. I wrote My Everything in 2018.
Okay.
During quarantine, I was just, you know, I feel like everybody was just an emotional wreck. And I ended up just touching the song. I was like, I just want to just do a video for Instagram. And I did the video, just uploaded it, and it just went crazy. Like, people was like, oh my God, please put it out. But I realized when I wrote it, I listened to the demo I did in 2018, and it was just a song. Like, it was just a song. Like, it was no emotion. I listened to it, I'm like, I don't believe this nigga. But when I re-recorded it and I was in, I had been through, basically, I feel like I've been writing what I was going to go through, if that makes sense.
Wow. Yeah.
Because 2018, I mean, I wasn't going through nothing. Like, I was just chilling, like doing me. But I really feel like I was setting myself up to like have to write these songs for what I was going to go through.
Damn.
Yeah, but when I recorded it earlier this year in April, it was just a little video, me at home chilling, but it was just a different emotion. Like, it was a different approach. So like I said, I feel like it's all about timing, and when the song is right, when you have that emotion to evoke, it'll be there.
Dude, I have actually never heard of that philosophy before. Writing a song for how you're gonna feel?
Yeah. Well,
fuck.
I just came up with that. But no, seriously though, I really feel like, I was just kind of, because when I listen to songs now, it's like I've been going through some of the similar situations. I'm like, damn, like, and now I'm listening to my music and it means so much more to me because I'm like, damn, like, I like what this nigga's saying right now. Like, I get it. But yeah.
When you're writing these songs, and you said you're just at home, you just touched the song, you wanted to do something with it, very lo-fi, let's say.
Yeah.
Not a giant production. And the video's out there for My Everything. And I think it's great. So what kind of spoke to you about that video that you did for My Everything?
So back in 2018 when I wrote it, I had a showcase I had did. I sung it for a few people. I mean, I sung it at the show and I uploaded the video, and like a few people was like, oh, it's cool, whatever. Nobody really reacted to it.
Yeah.
So this year, earlier this year, a girl hit me up that was at the show in 2018. She was just like, hey, whatever happened to this song? And you was saying like, ain't nobody gonna break my heart. And I'm like, what is she talking about? Like, I completely forgot all about the song. And she kept like saying the words. I'm like, oh my God. So I was like, cool. And I just sat down one day and I was just playing around with the song, just singing it in the living room. And yeah, I was like, cool, this is a dope video. Let me just upload it. Uploaded it. Everybody loved it. And I just literally stripped the audio from it and uploaded it and released it.
Damn, cool. Yeah, and I saw the response to that was wild. In fact, if I remember correctly, it's one of the most viewed videos that you have on YouTube right now.
Oh, yeah, and within such a short amount of time, for sure.
So that kind of says a lot, because I feel like people right now, but like you have music videos like Harry Styles Falling, where the room fills up with water and he's swimming underwater and shit. High production as fuck. And then you have My Everything, which is the dude in a room, which
Very
to
chill.
me is just, you kind of, to me, it feels like you see the vulnerability of what you were feeling when you were singing that song. as a musician, you and I, we're always in the studio, take after fucking take, taking a beating from the people who are going to release a song for us, right?
Yeah.
That might be the producer, the manager, whoever. I actually struggle with, whenever I'm in the studio, to do something 15 times because I'm the type of person that's like, oh, but that was real. That was the real fucking part of the song that I sang. I don't want to do it again. How do you keep doing it?
And so I'm trying to learn that. Like, I'm trying to learn to just, like, stop trying to perfect everything because that's my issue. Like, I'll sit here and I'll sing the same line 1,000 times.
I
and
know.
Like, oh, but take this and take that. And it's like, just let it flow. Like, yeah, I'm learning. I'm still learning it.
So you have this kind of perfectionist view with the music. Is it because when you release it, you want everyone to be like, okay, he didn't hit a single wrong note? Is it more of an internal thing?
Yeah, it's more for me. Like, I don't. It's not for the people because I know, like, certain things. Like, I know my everything is not the best recording. Like, I could have went in the studio and made that probably 10 times better. But like, people sometimes, some people just can't even tell the difference, or they just felt it. So that was an important thing for me, as long as they felt it.
Yeah. So let me go back a little bit. Let's go back to before Red Room. Right. You spent years and years working on your music. You mentioned working 2 jobs, trying to develop yourself as an artist, right? And I feel like when the pandemic hit, all of us that were getting close to that breaking point got punched in the face.
Yeah.
Right? What kept you going through the pandemic to keep posting, keep making music?
So, although the pandemic was horrible, but I really feel like it grounded a lot of us. And it just made me tap into something that I thought I didn't have. Like, just the whole, really showing my personality. Like, I'm not the most social person. I mean, I'm social, like, within my friends, this and other, but as far as social media, like, that's not my gig. So it forced me to kind of tap into a different, I guess, market, you want to say. And then, like, I put out a lot of music during quarantine. So I don't feel like it really hindered me or nothing like that. If anything, it made me just learn and just start thinking of new ways to engage, or even help get myself motivated and going.
So when it first happened, when everything shut down, for example, did you have a moment that you just didn't do anything, that you were just like...
Hell yeah, I had a few weeks. Like, I was upset because I had just gotten in the studio. Like, mind you, I'm working on my new album, and I had just gotten in the studio with a different set of guys and team writers and stuff. So it was really exciting. Like, I'm like, okay, shit. Like, we banging out, and it, everything was just on a roll. So I just, it kind of just threw me for a loop because everything just stopped. And I just started thinking of, like, new ways I could just be creative. Like, okay, yeah, I only have my little mic. I had a Scarlett at home with my little Logic. Yeah, and it sounded like crap, but I was like, let me just figure out how to make the best of this situation. And what I have is God ordained. And sometimes, like, we don't have an option to just walk away. Like, I don't have an option to just be like, I'm just going to chill out for a year and not do music. Like, I would literally be sick. Right. And I know it sounds crazy, but, like, I don't have the option to just chill or not do it just because, it's not, things are not working out. So, yeah.
That takes me back to, like, a blue moment because not too long ago, I'd say like a month and a half ago, I was sitting right outside with Tang. And we were just talking about, like, I'm here as an international student. Everyone who fucking listens to this knows about it because I say it all the time.
Yeah.
And when the pandemic hit, the music stopped.
Yeah.
Everything stopped. The podcast became a thing because I needed to talk to creative people because I didn't know what the fuck to do. Right?
Yeah.
And I remember I was sitting over there and Tang was just like, all right, you got to make a decision. It's either going to do the music right now and you're going to focus the fuck into it, or you're going to stop it for 2 years, do what you need to do, and commit to it when you come back.
Yeah.
I remember going home, and it was literally like, I turned into, like, fucking just, I don't know what emotional. Like, I was Tom Cruise in a sad shower with his hand against the wall, like, crying about it. Because that's the thing. The motivation stopped because it's that thing you said. We're going up, and then the pandemic hits, and all of a sudden momentum completely halts.
Right.
I didn't know how to react to that. Right? So the fact that you bring it up, that it's like, it's God ordained.
Right.
It's beyond what you want to do. This is your purpose.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to find out right now.
Yeah.
And I'm disappointed in myself every day a little bit that I'm not doing the music things I should be doing.
Yeah.
So internally, in your head as you were going through this moment where you stopped for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
What was the emotions going inside you? Were you pissed at yourself that you weren't doing it, or were you just
So, well, when
stop?
we say to stop, I was speaking of like just
Settling
getting the
down a little
album
bit?
done, like
Got
stuff
it,
like
okay.
that. I didn't really just stop. Like I said, I started engaging more into the lives, and that's how
Yeah.
my everything came about. I just started figuring out, okay, like, yes, this is happening. Okay, it was sad. Like I was down. I'm like, because it was stupid. Pandemic was stupid. You just have to. I learned to just try to work with what I got.
Right.
Even when it came down to Red Room, like, we weren't going, I didn't have a big fancy studio. Like I recorded at a house. I recorded Red Room at a house. I didn't have writers coming through. I didn't have somebody sitting there recording me. Like I had to learn how my producer, because he worked still. So he taught me, okay, this is how you started. This is how you stop. This is how you cut, slice, like, so I had to work with what I had. So I just kind of tapped back into that and was like, okay, like no excuses. Let's just get it done.
Do you feel like, let's look 5 years into the future right now.
Mhm.
Let's say Jay Howell's on the fucking cover of every goddamn magazine on Times Square. You're doing it.
Yeah.
Would you want to leave the comfort of like recording at someone's house? Because there's a
Mm-hmm.
different feel when you're in a giant studio, when you're just like
Yeah.
facing a closet, for
Yeah.
example, when you're just singing into a closet, which I do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this emotion that you have when you're at somebody's house, it's very raw,
Mm-hmm.
dictates how your music is going to feel? Would you want to stick to that?
Sometimes I feel like you do need that change of scenery because like I'm tired of recording in the house now. Like I want to get me in the
want the big
studio.
shit now,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I want the experience. I want I want to be around more people because like I said, it's just literally been me and my producer. And then like when it's not him, it's literally just me. So I'll be wanting the input or not too much input. I don't need you telling me I'm all off or they don't sound
too
good.
much. Not too
Yeah,
much.
just sit in and just vibe with me. Like so it's hard doing it alone. So.
My mom is actually also a musician. She sings gospel
Okay.
back home in Brazil. And I was able to go into a studio for the first time as a kid
Uh-huh.
in a pro studio. Lost my fucking mind, right? It's wild.
I can imagine, yeah.
But I've always been more comfortable recording by myself in
Mm-hmm.
my apartment with like there's nothing on the wall. So you hear that, like the room in it.
Yeah.
It's different to me. But
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about this a little bit because you mentioned to me that your fans actually do have something they call themselves. Right?
Yeah, the Howlers.
The Howlers. And
Shout out to the Howlers.
Yeah. So the Howlers, if you guys are going to be watching this, the question I want to ask is this. In my perspective, musicians have these very little moments during their career where they go like, holy fuck, like this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's when I played at the Masquerade here in Atlanta. It was Father's Day.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't be with my dad because I'm in the States.
Mm-hmm.
And I just asked the crowd to say like Happy Father's Day for my dad. And I sent it to him.
Uh-huh.
Hearing everyone else say it,
Yeah.
but you,
Yeah.
was like, fuck everything else. I want to be a musician.
Yeah.
This is it. What was that? Was that having your fans be called Howlers, for example? What was that moment for you where like, I don't ever not want to be a musician?
So I have a few, I ain't gonna lie, I have a few moments, but
Give me all of them.
The first moment, I can't even remember the exact date when I went, but it was 2019. It was right after I dropped Red Room. I went to Rochester, New York.
Yeah.
And long story short, I didn't realize all those people that was at the venue. I didn't realize they were there for me. Like it was other artists on the, it were other artists on the show. And when they was like, and next up, y'all, what y'all waiting on? We got J Howell, and they like were yelling like crazy. And so I'm just saying, I got scared. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and when I went out there, mind you, I had just really put out Red Room, so. But I had a single Talk that was dropped in February of 2019, and it was already like on the radio. So a lot of people are already just accustomed to this song. So once I got to Talk, I literally had to sing it twice because like they would just like they wouldn't let me just leave the stage. But just hearing all those people like sing my song to my word for word, out their seats, the phones out. So it was just a real like surreal moment. Like it just gave me that confirmation that I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always been a person, and I know it's other artists that do this as well, but I've always doubted my music. And to this day, I still kind of question certain things or when I'm writing. And it was just, validation for me just to keep going because it's not in vain. And prior to quarantine, I did a show back in my hometown in Memphis. At a Car Cigars Cognac, I forgot how they say it, but it's a big event that happened every year, and I got invited to perform at it.
Yeah.
But that was surreal. And like my mom lives in Florida, but she came to Memphis, so it was like all my family came to the show. It was a big deal. But it was a lot of fucking people out there. and just to hear hearing everybody sing my song, like it's a different feeling, you know. It's one thing going and I'm singing a cover and everybody already know the words, but
Sure.
to know that they invested to listen to me, like that's bigger than
It's
yeah.
fucking massive.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So right now we're going to take a little quick break. We're going to go off into another performance here with Jay Howell. This song is called Faithful. Hope you guys enjoy this one.
I play the game, I play my cards. You break the rules, I break your heart. Fuck around, I'll leave you stuck, leave you scarred. Is that what you want, babe? I give my love, I give my all. Cater to you, take what you want. Steady chasing lanes, I'm a boss. This ain't what you want, babe. Please don't let it go too far. Cause I don't wanna give up. No, I'm so tired of being faithful to you. I'ma do you wrong, baby. I'm so tired of being faithful to you. I'ma do you wrong, baby. I'ma do you wrong, babe. I play the game, I play my cards. Breaking rules, you breaking hearts. Second guessing what you want, darling. Steady playing me, so I'm just gonna keep on moving my body all over somebody else. Feel it till you're weak, darling. Show you what I mean, darling. Please don't let it go too far. Please don't make it so hard. Please don't let it go too far. I'm tired of being faithful. Said I'ma do you wrong, baby. Tired of being faithful. Said I'ma do you wrong, baby. Oh, yeah. I'm tired and I'm done. Yeah, yeah. I'm so tired of being faithful. Yeah, yeah.
So look, make that work some type of way.
All right, welcome back. You guys just heard the song Faithful by Jay Howell and me over there trying to do some fuck shit with the guitar. Going back into it, Jay, I have a couple more questions for you.
Okay.
One of the biggest ones, and this is like really me as a musician asking, you have millions of views on YouTube and Spotify and other platforms and such. What was it like? What was that process like for you? Was it like you put on a song a couple of years ago and it got like maybe 5,000 and then you just got getting bigger? Or did it explode out of nowhere?
Yeah. It was a lot of things that played a factor in it. Like, you know, like I said, radio when I put out my singles. So, and that just kind of helped grow my fan base. I also opened up for a few artists that helped build my fan base. All of it was like really revolved around just building my fan base.
Right.
And getting people invested enough to want to go listen to it. But yeah, I lost what I was going to say now. Wait, I'm really lost right now. I just lost. I lost every. What was the question?
The question was, when you started getting this like millions of views, right, on YouTube, on Spotify, Was it years in the making, or did you hit 1 million out of fucking nowhere?
So my everything was the first million, and that kind of just came out of nowhere. I mean, for me. But like I said, prior to that, like I had a song on radio, and it was doing really well.
Yeah.
We charted number 15 on the adult Billboard R&B charts, so that was dope.
Fucking A.
Yeah, and
must
so
have been-
it just basically was just growing, and fan base is growing, and
Paying attention to them, talking to your fans, opening for these artists. Does that ever get tiring to you?
not really.
Like having to be like, okay, I should probably go on Instagram and post something today, like a story or some shit.
Yeah.
Does it ever feel like
A job.
yeah. Does it ever feel like a job to you?
I mean, it is a job, but I mean, no, I don't
Like
get tired of
the shittiest
it.
part of the job.
Yeah, I don't get tired of it because
Okay.
I don't know. It's just something exciting. It's always a new story. Like I get messages every day, and it's always how my music done this for this person, and it touched them this way. So it's all exciting, and yeah, I mean, it's not tiring to me. I enjoy it.
When I first heard Red Room,
Mm-hmm.
I think the first song I heard was something about you, right?
Okay.
Because Tang was working with you on the music video and everything. And the first thing I thought was like, obviously, holy fuck, this dude can sing like hell, right?
Thank you.
But the other thing is, you have the stage all the time,
Mm-hmm.
right? In your music, I listen to you because the melody is amazing. The lyrics really make me hurt. It makes me feel the way I used to feel, right? But really, I'm listening to you because I'm always thinking like, this dude's going to pull some fucking note out of nowhere and it's going to floor me. Do you feel like having that pressure as a musician where now that people know you can go and do that shit, do you feel like you always have to do it?
No. I don't know. I'm just gonna give what I give, and as long as it's true to me and I feel it, that's all that matters. But no, I don't feel the pressure to do the utmost.
But you know what? I think that's the reason why you're doing what you're doing and why I keep questioning my music is because I'm starting to look at my music as if it's supposed to be done in like portions. It's like I should, really think about this single and really get the timing right and look at all the hashtags and shit. And I think I lost myself in the process as a musician.
Yeah. Now I do feel that like I try my best not to get lost in the industry of it all. Or, what I'm saying, like what's happening and because I feel like that's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like just make music, connect with who connects with you, and build off that. That's how I see it. Yeah.
So with that mentality in mind, can you tell us a little bit about the story of how you got to where you are right now? Like the millions of views, the management that you got backing you up. How did that happen?
Back in Memphis, I was working 2 jobs. I worked in home health care. Basically, my boss of the company, I want to say they ended up coming to a show that I had. I don't know how they worked out, but they ended up hearing me sing, and she told me, she was like, hey, I got this friend, he does management, and she was like, I really like for you to meet him, this, that, and the other. So my manager, before he was my man, he came by the studio, and we was just like, he looked so mean coming in, like it was so intimidating. I'm like, we ain't got to do this. You can just leave. Like, like I'm just an artist trying to make my way. Like he came in, I felt like he was so judgmental. But so we just hit play, and like every song, he's just, okay, go to the next one. Like just so uninterested.
Did you hear the whole song?
He heard literally all of everyone. He heard a lot of the bonus songs. He just heard we had a lot of music that we were just sitting on.
Right.
And so yeah, once we got done playing music, he was like, man, this shit is incredible. He was like, y'all got to put it out. I'm over here like, well, I ain't done. I want to, do more and do this and do that. And yeah, like we put it out, signed on with him under management. And since then, it's just been us, like just rocking, my producer, my manager, and my co-manager, Danielle. And we all just been rocking and pushing it ourselves and just trying to connect the dots.
Were you shitting yourself, or you were like, fuck it, he's going to like it. I know this is good.
No, I wasn't. It wasn't. I didn't want to play it for him because I didn't like it. I didn't care what.
Okay.
I was like, I don't care if he liked it or not. Like even when I knew he was on board and he liked it, I was just like, fuck, I don't want to put these songs out. Like I didn't care about what he did, who he was. Like I said, my craft is. I don't just look at it like, oh, I have to impress people. This person has to like it, or I know I should have that business mindset because at the end of the day, it's a music business. But at the end of the day, it's more to me than just the business of it all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure, yeah. And you could definitely get lost in the business side of it.
Yeah, and so I didn't give a fuck about all that. I was just like, look, I don't like it. I don't want to put it out. but he kind of forced my hand on it. But I'm glad, like, 'cause
It worked. Right? It worked. When it comes to a point we have management,
Mhm.
we forfeit a little bit of the freedom. We have to choose what goes out
Yeah,
because they're looking at it as in this is profitable. This is what people's gonna like.
yeah.
Did you ever feel like that happened to you? Where like you said he forced your hand a little bit, but
Mhm.
like I'm
Now-
sure now you're thankful for it.
Yeah, no, he was definitely right. I'm an overthinker, and he was right. I mean, I knew he was right when he was saying it, but I'm just stubborn, and like I said, I'm trying to get out of that perfectionist
Sure.
mindset, because that hinders me a lot. You know, because something could be fucking amazing, or I could hit a note that's perfect, and in my mind it's just like, it could have been
Do
better.
it again.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I Joe Jackson myself, basically.
Sure. So let me say this, Jay. We're gonna go into this little segment now. It used to be called something, but I actually came up with an even better name for it.
Mm-hmm.
The non-thought process. I don't know if Tangs likes that. Jay, the way that this works is I don't want you to think about the answer.
Okay.
Just react.
Mhm.
We're gonna start off easy. Wendy's or Burger King?
Wendy's.
Fair enough. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
All right. Beer or wine?
Wine.
Great. Performing on stage or recording in the studio?
Performing on stage.
Okay.
I hate recording.
You hate why?
I hate the headphones. I hate.
You do hate the headphones.
It's just a different feel. Like, and I like to hear myself out loud. I wish I could just record out loud. I feel like, I don't know. I just connect different.
Full band or solo artist with hired musicians with
I
you
wanna
on
be in a-
stage? Yeah, playing with you
Or
on stage.
what was the other one?
So it's either the full band, so Jay Howell has a band, everyone
Mm-hmm.
sees them, or Jay Howell and you just hire a drummer, hire a bassist, who gives a fuck?
Full band. Yeah.
Okay. That.
Yeah, and see, I would want somebody to like. I love Bruno Mars and
Yeah.
his band. Like, it's like they know him, they get to like study
Hell
him.
yeah.
Like, you could tell they just all connect and they get it, and that's what I would want. Like, you know, to just build and people learn me, I learn them, and we
But-
just rock out.
So Bruno Mars, the cool thing is that like there are a couple like protagonists,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm sorry, I don't know the guy's name, but the other one that also like sings with him sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Whenever I see Bruno Mars playing live, I see him, I see that guy. It's
Mm-hmm.
almost like the chemistry is wild,
Yeah.
right? Would you want to have someone in the band where it's kind of taking that spotlight out because now they're going to know everyone in the band.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer just Jay Howell, right?
They don't bother me. I mean, I feel like, look,
Bothers me a little bit sometimes.
yeah, I don't know. I'm confident in my shine, so
That's
it's
fair
like, yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I look. Ain't nobody gonna sing J Howe like J Howe. Nobody's gonna sing Gio's music like Gio sings it. Like, that's
Not
just,
even Gio sings like Gio sings anymore.
It's hey,
Yeah. I mean,
I can't do what J Howe do. So it's
what are we doing on time?
We have another 10 minutes.
We have another 10? Oh, thank God. There's something about the way that you sing
Mhm.
that it's kind of like the things that you can do with your voice is something that I've always listened to other people do. And I'm just like, how the fuck do they do that shit? All right. And you are not trained.
no.
When the fuck did you start singing that you got this good, man?
And I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was the artist I listened to. I don't know. I just kind of just started learning shit.
Which
And
was what back then? What did you listen to at like
so
7?
starting out, I fell in love with, but it was Christina Aguilera.
Sure.
I
Hell yeah.
legit fell in love, like the whole growl, the grit, just everything. And it just kind of went. It went from Usher, and I mean, of course, like now my idol is Beyonce. I love Miguel. Yeah.
So to help out musicians right now who are trying to get to, whatever success they might be for them, like a million views, 10 million views,
right.
especially with musicians that are trying to do this while going through the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've realized, but like TikTok has a fuck ton of musicians on it now.
Yeah.
Seems to be working for them.
I hate
Right.
it.
But the biggest thing is like you hate TikTok?
It's just a lot. It's just I hate all the social media things. I mean, Instagram. I
Really?
love Instagram, but it's just it's too much to try and keep up with. I feel
I
like.
mean, I guess. I fucking love TikTok, man. I don't know. I'm on it. Are you on it too all the time? I'm on it all the time because like some of the musicians that I listen to now, I found them out on TikTok,
Gotcha.
right? It's just the newest thing for me. But
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying is for these kids right now who are trying to make it,
Mm-hmm.
every single day I feel like there's something new that comes out about the music industry that just tells us like it's a shit industry.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a shit industry.
Right.
How do you look past that to keep trying to be a musician as a lifestyle to pay the bills and shit?
Yeah. I guess it all depends on what you consider making it. So, like I said, I try not to get too caught up in the industry of it all. And I just always tell myself, just remember like why I do it and what made me fall in love with it. Okay.
When I was a teenager,
Mhm.
that's when I started figuring out like how to actually do the stuff in music that I wanted to do, right? Because I'm originally a drummer.
Okay.
Been a drummer most of my life, and then I started playing guitar because no girl likes drummers back then. So like I switched to something else.
Yeah.
It's actually a true story. That's why I started playing guitar. Coldplay became a singer because he couldn't get girls. Just saying. That's when I figured out like, holy shit, I can do more than just being a drummer, playing guitar. Singing for me was always weird because
You have a great voice, though.
Thank you.
Just throwing it out there.
Singing for me was always weird because I feel like that's like vulnerable as hell because your voice can crack. You can go into the studio. If you're not having a good day, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
Right. So have you ever had a moment where you're singing something and it just
All the time.
it doesn't work and it just shuts you down?
Yeah. It don't shut me down per se. I guess it depends on, like, if it's a show, if I'm doing a show and I know it's something with the sound that's not right and it's fucking me up, like, that'll piss me off. But if it's just I'm having a bad day, like, I'm a human, you know what I'm saying? Like, my voice is not always going to be perfect. But I don't know. I kind of like it. Like, I don't know. When I crack, I laugh at it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you had one of those moments in stage where it cracked hard?
If it, I
'Cause
don't,
I had,
I
like,
don't know.
6.
If it did, they probably couldn't tell because I do a lot of breaks and stuff when I sing anyway. So
Okay, fair enough.
maybe it just came out and it probably
Cool.
sounded good. I don't know.
It's good because it seems like you just take singing for what it is, which is just the human instrument. And if it fucks up, and you got to laugh
Right.
at it sometimes. Right?
Yeah.
Well, man, listen. First of all, I wanted to thank you for coming on the podcast.
No, thank you guys for having me.
I really wanted to thank you for fucking singing with me because I haven't had like a show in 8 fucking months.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming in, man.
Thank you for playing. You know,
Hey.
you're a big deal, Gio. You know.
Hopefully you guys will see it again happening in the future. So in case you guys were wondering why this episode feels a little bit different, you know, cameras everywhere. First thing is, this is the final episode of season 1. We really wanted to finish this off with a bang because when we started OK So, it really was just me in my living room. And then I brought on these people for the team. We tried to make something big because I didn't really have a lot of direction when I got out of college, and I was fucking lost during the pandemic. So we wanted to do this special with someone special like Jay Howell, just to start off 2021 in a good year. We hope that this gives you guys a little bit of motivation and like, oh, you know what? If you're a musician, if you're an artist, if you're just anyone who wants to be a creative, here's someone who's doing it right now, right? Like inspiration to me as a guy who wants to do music, and inspiration for probably a lot of you guys at home who are just trying to get through 2021. And trust me, it's going to be better than 2020. 2020 sucked ass.
It did.
Fuck, man. But I'll see you guys whenever season 2 is out. Thank you for listening to OK So. I'm actually kind of getting a little bit emotional about this.
Let it go. Deuces.
I'm actually getting a little bit emotional about this.
I'm getting hungry.
We'll see you guys season 2 sometime. I'm legit getting emotional.
I thought you was just playing.
No, I'm a little bit. Fuck. Should I wait till I cry? That'd be a good shot. Fuck it. See you guys season 2 sometime. Man.
Oh, I thought he was just joking.
Nah, I'm actually.
Look, I'm just over here. Oh, shut up.
Whoa, no. Whoa, no. I'm trying so hard to leave, but you steady lying, making it hard for me. Ain't nobody gonna take me up, and can't nobody break me like you, baby. Ain't nobody else got my heart, can't nobody complete it like you, baby. When you say you love me, is it just to hold on to me? Don't say you love me just to hold on to me, yeah. I'm fighting, I'm fighting with you for me, yeah. But I'm tired of fighting when I'm not the enemy. No, ain't nobody gonna take me up, and can't nobody break me like you, babe. Said ain't nobody else got my heart, and can't nobody complete it like you, baby. When you say you love me, is it just to hold on to me? So don't say you love me just to hold on to me. Ooh, I had to let down these walls, got my emotions involved. I couldn't color my flaws, that shit ain't easy at all. Said ain't nobody gonna take me up, and can't nobody break me like you, baby. Said ain't nobody else got my heart, can't nobody complete it like you, baby. When you say you love me just to hold on to me, so don't say you love me just to hold on, just to hold on. No. Yeah. So don't say you love me just to hold on to me. Don't say you love me just to hold on, just to hold on.